One of life's most positive experiences is pursuing what you love. Love what you do and the money will follow. Because you were wired to do something well. And when your work connects you to your purpose, there is huge positive energy generated. I have a friend who's a famous surgeon. I asked him how he got through those rugged 80 to 90 hour work weeks when he was interning. He told me that while he remembers being sleep deprived, he was never energy deprived. He loved his work and saw his internship as a necessary step to his mission of being the best doctor he could be. If you're in sales only for the money, your long-term prognosis for success is in doubt. Over the time we have together, I'm going to try to convince you that no matter what you sell, you are in the business to fulfill a need or dream. People buy for only two reasons. They buy because they need or want something, or because they have fallen in love with it. Salespeople that find meeting the needs, wants, and aspirations of their customers as a deeply satisfying experience are those with the greatest opportunity for long-term success. When your purpose migrates from selling to serving, you have achieved alignment between what you do for a living and your purpose in life. Knowing your purpose is empowering. It makes it real. It must be accompanied, though, by a written plan for success. You must have a strong enough self-image, sometimes called your ego, to let others help you achieve your goals and be open to critique and change. It's okay to be shaped. If conviction is the outward expression of a deeply held internal belief system, how do you measure belief? Two equally skilled salespeople selling the same product or service at the same price point can convey radically different levels of conviction. A study was done using over 100 salespeople based on the premise that high levels of conviction, when paired with a genuine concern for the customer's needs, translated into a greater sense of trust. Higher levels of trust would then, in theory, translate into more frequent purchase decisions. All customers have questions. Obviously, salespeople must have clear and sufficient answers to each question. They must also have a fairly high level of conviction around each, or the message will fall flat. What's more, rarely is a purchase decision made in a vacuum. Other options and competitors will be considered, if for nothing else than peace of mind for the customer. The study was designed to measure a salesperson's conviction. The assessment covered 4 key areas selected by the management team as the most relevant to this professional service firm and their customers. This included quality and performance, range of offerings, value, and the brand reputation. Alan Simpson said, "If you have integrity, nothing else matters. If you don't have integrity, nothing else matters." Integrity means you stick to your personal code of conduct. You stick to what you decide is right and wrong. When you have integrity, you're open and honest. Your life is uncomplicated and less stressful. You can look at yourself in the mirror. You have nothing to hide. Your powers of observation are more accurate. You can see the truth about others more easily. A great salesperson is an honest one. Contrary to all stereotypes, selling is a profession where integrity counts. You can sell well without selling out or selling your soul. There's a key phrase that all great coaches know. They use it because they know that high performers must have a strong self-image, but they still need to correct defects in the player's performance. A famous high school coach tells a story about a kid on his team a number of years ago that was a terrific punter. At a crucial point in a big game, he shanked a punt off the side of his foot and it traveled about 20 yards. The coach grabbed the kid on the sidelines and said, "What's wrong with you? You shanked that punt like a little girl. I want you to sit on the bench and think about what you did wrong." Sure enough, the next time the punter was in the game, he shanked the next punt. As the coach recounts the story, he told me, "You know, that poor kid didn't stand a chance. I told him to sit and think about what he did wrong. So the next time he entered the game, the dominant image he had fresh in his mind was the one I told him to keep there, the image of a shanked punt." The coach said to me, "You know, if I were coaching that kid today, what I'd do? I would walk up to him and say, 'Stop that. You're better than that. You're the best punter I've ever coached.' Now here comes that key phrase every great coach uses. The next time, I want you to drop that ball just like you do in practice, and I want you to kick it over the head of their return man." When you're tempted to berate or belittle yourself over something you did wrong or failed to do, Start your self-talk with this phrase, the next time, and then focus your mind on what you want to happen and exactly how you're going to make it happen. That phrase has also shown wonderful results in interactions with family members. Remember this, you can overcome fear with action. Remember, take action to alleviate fear. Now that we've covered dealing with fear of failure through action, let's talk about dealing with the emotional impact of our failures. Let's go back to the performer model that we've used to illustrate how to deal with fear. Every person performing at a very high level, whether it's a ballerina, baseball player, musician, or salesperson, must learn how to separate their performance from their person. Coaches of world-class athletes teach them how to take direct criticism about their performance without internalizing it. They're taught to think, this was the quality or success of tonight's performance, instead of, this was my quality or success tonight. Soichiro Honda, founder of Honda Motor Company, said, success is 99% failure. His attitude and philosophy demonstrates that our failures are part of the fabric of our success and should be seen as contributors, not threats. Failure is integral to not only achieving success, but also to appreciating it. To begin with, let's take a look at this thing called continuous improvement. Every salesperson who has ever sat through a management meeting where you find out that you need to double your sales next year with half the territory knows the stress and anxiety that comes with that territory. Everyone who has ever been behind quota and had their sales manager and spouse on their back 24/7 knows about the stress and anxiety that can be a part of a salesperson's world. The reason why we focus first on continuous improvement is because it provides a means of improving sales performance without a corresponding increase in stress and anxiety. It can dramatically reduce perceived pressure and the anxiety of not knowing what to do next. Every Major League Baseball player knows in his heart that the difference between being in the major leagues and the minors is his ability to make continuous small improvements in performance. Those left behind did not continue to make the needed improvements. The simple fact is that at high levels of performance, the only changes you can make to improve are small changes. The ability to identify and continuously implement small changes is a core competency in every high performer.